revision procedure, which means that the Prime Ministers on their own can amend the treaties, don't need to ask the citizens any longer. So this treaty is different from all other treaties. This is the last which can come for a vote. It's the last which can give a constitutional referendum in Denmark. In Ireland it may be different for political reasons, but it's not the new amendments after this Lisbon Treaty will not require to ask any citizen any longer. And this is what it is about. Because that was, if I shall say something good about Sarkozy, he was very honest in his dishonesty when he came to us in the Conference of Presidents and regretted the French no. And then he said, but we were only the unlucky having the referendum first. There would be a no anywhere this text for a referendum. And then his conclusion could have been that, well, then you prepare a text which can be approved by the citizens and applauded by the citizens from everywhere. No, that was not his conclusion. His conclusion was that we should never ever more have referendums. And then they made a political agreement, never more referendums. And they tried to have the Ireland to accept it as well, but it was impossible for legal reasons. There was the old body case from '86, which made it impossible to outlaw the Irish referendum this time. So they accepted one referendum in Ireland, but all the other referendums have disappeared and are gone. I'm not sure that it's the last word. There are problems with the ratification process. In Slovakia, it has to pass a court case. In the Czech Republic, the majority in the Senate, ODS, has decided not to start the reading of this text before they have a good consolidated version in Czech, in their own language. And it may take several weeks to produce this text, and then they will start posing questions, and they'll continue until they have the answers, and they can do that. So I guess we'll come over the summer holidays before we will have an approval in the end of the Czech Republic. In Germany, there's a court case already. It may also give surprising results. The leader of the German Karlsruhe court has already been quoted. He made an article on his own with criticism on this Lisbon Treaty. I don't think he dared to say no in the end. Now we may gain time, and we may gain a lot of time to the proper verification process in the different member states. In the Danish Parliament we also posed questions, Søren and I, and the unitary list and others do that. And when we get the answers, and the lack of answers, it's still we question again and again and again until we have the answers on the interpretation of the different articles in this treaty. And by posing questions, having different answers in different parliaments in Spain, I'm sure that they will be very happy of explaining this new additional citizenship as a very big premium for Spanish clever negotiations. And then in the Danish Parliament they will say there's no change at all. Then you put those two different places on the table and everyone can see both cannot be the two at the same time. I think this process of contradicting the interpretations is very important, because it's by this you start opening the treaty in people's minds. The worst what can happen in Ireland, it's that they say, well, we don't like this treaty, but since all the others have approved it, we accept it as well. This is the danger for us. There's no danger when they start opening the treaty. There's nothing in this treaty. On the votes, the small member states, we have also, from the 2% we can go down to 0.85 in Ireland, 1% in Denmark. When we entered the EU, Ireland and Denmark, we had one third of the German vote. The list 1/4. Now it's 1/16. 16 times as many votes for Germany as for the smaller member states. So the balance in this treaty changed dramatically from small member states to the big. And you will have on the day-to-day work of the European Union, you will see the practice from the Justice and Home Ministers. When they meet in council in Brussels, there are 5 member states representatives who had their breakfast before the German. The 5 big member states meet and decide what the council meeting is going to decide. This is how it's practiced today in one council. It's why Sarkozy has his idea on how the European Union should be run. And it's this system which shall now be extended to all the council formations so that the big member states can say